Alright, good morning everyone. It is last weekend, the last like 5 days of the regular season blacktail hunt here in western Washington. Today is Friday the 27th. It's me and Brado. He had the day off of school. I took today off from work and see if we can't get it done. It's just now getting to shooting light and we're gonna go check over these hills, see if we can't find that buck. Well, so far, the first 20 minutes of the day, no deer. It is, however, very frosty out today. It's the first freeze of the year, so everything's frozen, it's cold. Last night we had clear skies and not a full moon, but a pretty darn close to a full moon last night, so anytime you have those conditions, a lot of times these deer, they kind of feed all night, and then they'll bed down longer throughout the day, like they don't get up till later, and let that sun kind of warm up everything before they get up and move. So could be a later day as far as deer movement. Yeah, nothing so far. A lot of people though. For a Friday, I thought we would have less people than on the weekends, but so far I've probably seen just as many trucks today already as I do on the weekends. So yeah, didn't really gain anything pressure-wise by coming up during the week. Did you find one? Why not? Because I'm cold. There's a deer. Right as buck. Big buck. Man. There he's going through that tree line. Dang it. He's right on that tree line. Here, get on it. See what you can get. Like right on that tree line. Keep looking, keep scanning. I'm hoping he might walk out to the other side. He's just cruising. Looked like he was looking for does. The way he's walking. I don't think he was gonna give us a shot, even if you were right here. When I spotted him, I could tell he was cruising across that bot. He wasn't like feeding. I could tell he was on a mission. And I'm like, dang it. But he was a good buck. He was like this. He was tall. He was like that. And I could see from this, I could see he was forked. Like, he had like at least like that for forks. He looked just like a tall, good, nice 2-point. All right, guys. Well, we found our first deer. It was a nice 2-point. But it was just cruising across the bottom. And by the time I got the gun on it, we got the gun on it and everything, and I saw him in the scope, he was walking into the timber. There's a little strip of timber in this reprod. And he had just walked, he was just entering it when I got on him, and just not enough time to shoot. He was just kind of on a mission. But he was a nice, solid 2-point blacktail. He's a cool buck. The hope is now, though, we're just going to keep watching this. Because there's more reprod on the other side of the timber where he walked into. There's more reprod, so I'm hoping he walks back out of it, which he might. Only problem is he was so low. I know there's a bottom too. He might stick to the tree line, and we might never see him. If he does pop out, he might just stay low and not come up. He has to kind of come up kind of high for us to see him. There's timber blocking the low stuff. We can't see it. One deer today, and it was a buck. So that's good. Look in the sun. Look in the sunlight, and that buck. It looks like a doe. I don't see any. If it is a buck, I didn't see any, but I can guarantee you, if it happens to be some type of buck, it's a tiny one, and you're not gonna want it. All right, I just wanted to look up and make sure. Just make sure there wasn't something in that hole in that pocket. All right, guys. Well, that deer there. We're on our way. We decided, where we saw the buck, we decided to go over to the same hillside that buck is on. And on our way over there, we just stopped. And just, figured we might as well look at some stuff on our way. You never know. And sure enough, there's a deer over there. Just a doe, but just trying to get all the angles on it just to see if there was maybe another deer with it. Because where we could see it, where we first spotted it from, there was a little ravine that we couldn't see into. So we went up the road a little bit further and then got into position where we could see up the ravine. And the doe just looks like she's by herself. But 2 deer today. Alright guys, well, our plan was to go drive over to where that buck was. But we get over here to this side and there's a truck in that spot. So when we were on the other side, I could see over there. There was nobody over there. And then, it's a little bit of a drive to get onto this side. And yeah, sure enough, there's a truck over there. So, well, now we're over here. And the only thing I like on this side is that spot. So, but since I'm over here, I'm going to make do with what I got. And we're going to look around these other hillsides and see if we can't pick up a deer. Nope. Sometimes they're just right there. Well, we just had a deer run across the road in front of us. Couldn't relocate it. 3 deer. Alright guys, well, we're back at our original spot. Since going over to try and find that buck didn't work out, there's people over there. Came back to the original spot. I just looked over this clear cut that's over to our right here. I just spotted a deer laying down. I don't know what it is. We're gonna look and see. It's on that second. I can't tell. Alright guys, so that deer looks like a doe. It's hard to tell. It's like 675 yards. So we're gonna look. It's bedded. It doesn't look like it's going anywhere. I think it's gonna stay there, just bedding in the sun for now. So we're just gonna check everything real quick, see if we can't find what we know is a for sure buck, and then we'll move up the ridge. There's another knob we can get straight across from it and see if we can't really tell. But from what I can tell over here, it's just a doe. Deer number 4. They are right there. On the hill, Braden. Shoot, guys, we just had 4 deer in the clear cut. We're leaving this. We were coming to get closer to the deer that's across the canyon, just to see if it was a buck. And we're coming, and Braden's like, there's 4 deer right there. And I think they must have just crossed the road and just got into the clear cut. And then as they're running, I could see the back one was a spike. He probably had 6-inch spikes. We tried to get close. They went over the ridge. We got closer, got to where they were. They were down below us. And I could see them going. They were starting to crest over the ridge, but Braden couldn't get. There wasn't really much of a rest. There's one more ravine. I was hoping they would maybe just keep cresting and we could catch them in this ravine, and they're not here. But dang it, it's close. That's the spike that we're looking for. But now that they're gone, it's gonna take we're closer to this hill over here where the deer was bedded down that I couldn't tell what it was. Still 90% sure it's a doe, but should be about 250 yards closer here, so I should be able to see better.
You see like where it says goes up into the ridge?
Uh-huh.
There's like,
Oh yeah, I see it. Yeah, I think that's it. I'll show you guys this deer again. It's standing up now, obviously. It's walking. I'm hoping for, though, kinda, is that those deer that we just saw go that way. Okay, as well, our deer total is 8 and 2 bucks. So I think the bucks are starting to move. And this is the weekend that the deer, the last weekend of October is one of the best for blacktails. Those bucks, they start to move this week. So, and with the freeze last night, I think is really getting them to move. So, let's go find one that'll sit still, Braden. Come right here. If you look right in between this tree right here, come right where I am and look right at the V of this tree. You'll see what's standing here. I'm pretty sure it's a doe. Wait. You don't want it? Want me to shoot it? Alright guys, well, Braden is choosing to pass. So we got a little spike right there. About a 2-inch spike, about the same size Braden shot his first time. His first buck he got, similar size. Come on, dude. Shoot it. Shoot it.
So small.
No, it's... You can't eat your tag. You can eat that. I tried long and hard to convince him to shoot that deer, but he don't want it. He wants a bigger spike. Okay. I really tried. You sure? He's still right there. It's right there. Still no? Not even like a little bit of you wants to pull the trigger on him? Dang it. Alright. Well, let's go. That's deer number 9, guys. Third buck of the day. Alright, guys, just glassed up deer number 10 and 11. Looks to be like a mom and a young one, but I just want to see, just confirm. Definitely not going to be, if I can't convince Braden to shoot the last one, I don't think either of these will shoot either, if they are a buck, but I just want to see for myself. Is it a young buck or not? It is a young buck, but he's a nubby buck, so he's not even through the hairline. He wouldn't be a legal deer. They have to at least have like antler breaking through the hairline. Like I can see his nubs, but they're covered in hair. So he's a buck, but he's not a legal buck. Hey guys, it is 12:45. It's a midday update. The last 2 does, well, the doe and the nubby were the last 2 deer we've seen. Still at 11 deer. It's still cold out. It's definitely nipply. Feels better in the sun than it does in the shade. There's still, if you go into the shade, there's still frost in the shade. There's a little bit of a breeze that is super cold. It's been about an hour or so since we've seen a deer. Before we find our next deer, I want to share with you guys the verse of the day. Today's verse comes from 1 Peter chapter 1, verse 3. It says, "All praise to God, the Father of our Lord Jesus Christ. It is by His great mercy that we have been born again, because God raised Jesus from the dead. Now we live with great expectation." Alright guys, we are doing a little hiking. We decided to, I'm just going to walk back here a little ways. Set up and do a little rattling. Just a little calling, see if we can't call something in. This is the backside where that nice 2-point was this morning. So we're just going to kind of get back in here a little ways. Tucked in. And, yeah, see if he'll come in or something else. Yeah, it's a little bit of a tough thing to do, but we gotta cross this little creek. This is where the animals cross. And then there's a game trail that runs right through there. Let's see if me and Braden can cross right here. It's not that far right here. It's pretty narrow. It's like a 3-foot section of the creek right here. We just gotta jump across over to that. And then up the hill. Can we make it, Braden? Is the question. Let's see here. Ooh, if you jump in that's up to your ankle. You're wet for sure. And if you overshoot, you're wet. Okay, I'm going for it. You guys ready for this? Ooh, I'm a little nervous. move this out of the way. Don't want to slip and fall. Okay, you guys ready? Here we go. Get a practice jump. Okay, I feel good about that. Bam, nailed it. Stuck the landing. Your turn, bro. Nailed it. Stuck the landing. Okay, well, we're gonna go right up here where the deer go. What's a cliff? Dang, they climb up a cliff. How do they do it? How do they do it? Oh my goodness. Did it. Whew. Okay. Okay, I think this is good. Because Braden, this is the bottom. That buck, he would have came. That buck would have came. He would have been over in that corner. Working this way. So this is the very bottom of that section. So if we call right here, don't get down, because if you get down, all these ferns are going to be in your way. You won't be able to see. But if you lean up like against the tree, just so you know, and he's going to pop out. He's probably going to, if he pops out, he's going to pop out like on where that thicker reap rod starts. You know, somewhere in there. He's probably just going to stop and be staring at us if he does come. Alright guys, well, gave it a decent shot. 20 minutes or so. Probably should do it ideally longer, but I don't have a lot of confidence in calling. And I feel like you should at least call like rattling. I've never rattled in a buck. I've done it lightly, like I just did a few, I do it here and there every year basically, but it's yet to work for me, so I don't have a lot of confidence in it. And I think, in my opinion, you should, as a hunter, you should be sticking to the tactics that you're confident at. Not to say you shouldn't try things, like I'm going to give it a try, because I can't get better at it if I don't try. But as far as sticking to it for an hour or whatever, I'd rather be on these hills glassing, because that's my strong suit, is glassing and finding deer that way. So gave this a 20-minute try in an area where we know a nice buck is. He just didn't come in. Was a good try though, right, Braden?
Yeah.
It was a good try. Now we get to go across this awesome creek again and hike back to the truck. Through this over your head ferns and grass. It's awesome. See that down the knob? There's that. Well, that makes deer 12 and 13 for us today. Those are the first deer we've seen in like 4 hours. It's been about 4 hours since we've seen a deer. Came back over to where we started this morning. Lo and behold, we find 2 deer right off the bat. This spot is kind of like our money spot. We see a lot of our deer from this spot we're at. But it just looks like 2 does bedded over there from what we can tell. Spent some time here because, shoot, we saw a 2-point from here this morning and a spike. It's 3:40, so we have 3 hours or so before shooting light it's over. So hopefully we get it done. Find that buck in the next 3 hours. Working their way down. see that big white stump on the middle hill? They're almost to that big white stump. Actually, one's right behind it. Oh, there's 3 of them. Looks like a mom. Mom and 2 little ones. Well, we just glassed up 3 more. Mom and 2 young ones. 16 deer for the day. Just need the bucks. Those ones didn't, I mean, even if one had been a buck, they weren't sticking around. It's straight across from us. Just about what I would say eye level, like with us. Like go straight across. It's kind of in the thicker stuff. I could barely see it. I don't really have a landmark, a significant landmark to give you. Down deer number 17. It was right out in here by that stump in the shadow. Looked like a doe from what I could tell. We'll keep looking. So you're saying where there's the white stump? That's a pretty big one, right? Yeah. It's like on that flat kind of. Oh, up higher? Yeah. So I wonder if one of them, you saw 2? Yeah. Well, that's the same spot roughly where you're seeing them is where, remember I told you I saw one? It was like right there, almost in that exact same spot. So I wonder if you, and I only saw one of them, but you saw 2. Well, Braden just saw 2 more deer, but I think they're the same deer I saw earlier, but I only saw one of them. He saw 2, but where he's explaining where they're at is like the roughly almost exact same spot of where I saw the one deer earlier that I couldn't get on camera, and they're just in like a thick spot of reap rod, so it doesn't take them much to move. But anyway, we can add 1 to our total because I think it's the same group of deer, so I'm thinking one of them we already saw, but one of them we obviously didn't. So that makes 18 deer for the day. And I'm freezing. I went to go get my jacket on. He's whistling at me. There's deer. And I'm like, okay, bro, let's shoot one. And then we couldn't find them. Okay, got my jacket on. Now I got my gloves. I'm a big weenie. It's so cold. I'm so cold. And it's not really that cold. It's just the wind. When it's blowing, it's killing me. I'll tell you this: when you're comfortable and you're warm, you glass longer. You find more deer. Well, guys, it's kind of like similar to last week when we were in this spot. Got to this spot and we got here about 3:30. And pretty much just like spotted deer, you know, right off the bat. And then it's about 5:15 right now, and it just dies down, just dead, nothing. But we got an hour and a half left of shooting light. This is like the peak time. This is a great time for that buck to come out. Bucks tend to, not always, but tend to move, you know, towards the last light. Like they're later movers than like your does. Not always, but a lot of times if you're gonna get a buck or see a buck, it's like the first hour of the day and the last. So we're getting close to that prime time, like super prime time, where if he's gonna come out, it's gonna be soon. But me and Braden have decided today we're just gonna sit here. We're gonna sit in this spot till dark and just see. We know this area is loaded with deer. There's a ton of them, and yeah, we know there's some nice bucks in here. So hopefully one pops out soon. Get on that dog, buddy. Try and get on him with that gun. He's right on that knob. He's the lower one. Hold on. He's the front one. So you see, he's the very front one. Are you on him? Yeah. Okay, whenever you're ready.
The scope isn't zoomed.
Huh?
Scope's not zoomed.
Oh. Okay, whenever you're ready.
Okay.
High. Still on him?
Yeah.
Okay. Let him stop.
Okay.
Just breathe. Okay, whenever you're ready. Got him. You nailed him. You nailed him.
Okay.
You nailed him, bro. He's going down. Brayden, you smoked him, dude. Buddy, good shot. Oh, dude, he's down. Good shot. Nailed him, buddy. He's down. Oh, dude, he's down right there. You see him?
Yeah.
Dude, Brayden. Give me some, buddy. Dude, I'm so proud of you because you held out, man. You passed that. Oh, Jesus, thank you, Lord. Oh, thank you, Jesus. Oh, man, we waited, and we said, hey, we know that, there's a buck or whatever. Brayden just laid the smack down on that tall spike. It's the same spike we saw this morning in this clear cut. It was across the, it was across the canyon from us, and where we saw the two does bedded when we first got here. That's where he came up out of. But we had watched him. We had watched those two does get up and move, feed off, and we were doing our thing, moving around and whatnot. And I just came back over here and I glass over and I see 3 deer, and I'm like, wait, that's 3 different deer. And then I saw a 4th one, and I'm like, wait a second, that looks like a mom, 2 young ones, and the 4th one. And sure enough, I saw the tall spikes. Called Brayden over, and rest is history, man. He just smoked that buck. Oh, good job, bud. I'm so happy. I'm happy. Okay, let's go, because it's getting dark soon, and we got a little bit of a jaunt. All right, guys, we'll catch you over at that buck. All right, guys, we made it over to where the deer was. Got to drop down this hill. It shouldn't be too far over this edge. I'm going to guess shouldn't be any further than over that ridge. About 200 yards, 215 yards, 220 yards to where he should be piled up. But we only got about 45 minutes until it's dark. So we're going to be working in the dark, packing him out. But hopefully we can at least find him before it's dark. That's the hope. Okay. Careful. Very steep. We should be getting closer. It's right over this hill. You found him? Good job, buddy. There he is. Is that what you were looking for?
Yeah.
That's the tall spike you're looking for, baby. Good job, dude. Nice work. All right, time to notch your tag and pack him out. We just have to go all the way up. It's only, well, I can range it from here. See how far we got to pack out. 210 yards. This is cool. This is the same buck we saw this morning that we were like, it was hectic this morning when we saw these guys. I don't even know if I got them on film this morning when all that went down, but got them later in the day. Good job, buddy. All right, guys, we got about 20 minutes, but the buck is all done, tagged up. Brayden and I, we were gonna quarter him, but it's not too bad. The first 100 yards is not that bad. It's the last 100 that's the steepest. So I was like, you know what? Let's just try and drag him. It shouldn't be that bad. I might regret this later, though. The old heave, toe drag. Come on, Bucky. We made it 20 yards. I'm tired. Nice. How's it going?
Yeah.
Are we there yet?
No.
Almost though.
Yeah.
Here he is. We can't really see, but what kind of, you see the hill? That's where we gotta go. It's like, I don't know. Far? No, it's not that far. We cruised up this little section once we got to the top of the ridge. But we got, I don't know, probably 75, maybe 100 yards max left. It's just a little bit of a hill, and the truck's right there, so almost there. It is 7:11 right now, so we started pulling at like 6:20, 6:21, something like that. So 50 minutes so far. Hopefully, maybe if we can make it within an hour, Braden, from way down there, without quartering him, that's pretty good. All right, we'll see you at the truck. Tired?
Yeah.
We made it. Buck is in the truck. That rhymed. I'm just a poet. We're back at the truck. We got back here at 7:26. And like I said, we started pulling it out at 6:21 or something, so a little over an hour. Good job, Braden, getting your biggest buck, biggest blacktail so far. And good job of holding out. You wanted something big, and passing that little one today paid off. You got a bigger one.
Mm-hmm.
Good job. All right, guys. We'll be back out here tomorrow for me, so stay tuned for that. But thanks for watching. We'll do it again.